Good morning or good afternoon everyone, it's Miss Payne here. This weekend marks the end of Diwali, so today we are going to learn more about the festival and how it is celebrated. Diwali is the 5-day festival of lights celebrated by millions of Hindus, Sikhs and Jains across the world. The festival is usually sometime between October and November, with the date changing each year. In 2020, it begins on Thursday the 12th of November and lasts for 5 days, with the main day of celebrations taking place on Saturday. Diwali, which coincides with harvest and New Year celebrations, is a festival of new beginnings and the triumph of good over evil and light over darkness. A long time ago, Diwali was celebrated after the last harvest of the year. The people of India would ask Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, to bless them and their crops in the coming year. Today, Lakshmi is still important to Diwali. It is believed that the goddess wanders the earth looking for homes where she will be welcomed. Since it is believed that Lakshmi cannot enter a home that is dark, all sorts of lights and bright things are gathered before the festival. Glittering clay lamps called diyas, lanterns, strings of lights, as well as sparklers, fireworks and materials for bonfires are collected. The lights and lanterns will decorate homes, temples, office buildings and other important places. Before Diwali, gifts are bought for families and friends. The festival lasts 5 whole days. On the first day, families work together to clean their homes. This will make Lakshmi feel welcome. On the second day, homes are decorated with clay lamps and the lights. For good luck, beautiful designs and patterns are created on the floors using coloured powders or sand. These are called rangoli. The third day of Diwali is the main day of the festival. This is the day when family and friends will gather together. When darkness falls, the diyas and lights are lit. Prayers are said for Lakshmi, sparklers are lit and fireworks are sent into the night sky. And then there is usually a huge feast. The fourth day is also the first day of the new year. On this day, friends and family are visited and their best wishes given for the coming year. On the 5th and final day of Diwali, there is a celebration of brothers and sisters and the lifelong bond between siblings. When Diwali is over, Lakshmi has given her blessing for a happy new year. She has been honoured along with families and friends. Diwali might be celebrated slightly differently this year and in some cases virtually, but here's a video about Diwali celebrations.
Happy Diwali!
Diwali is a 5-day festival of lights, celebrated by millions of Hindus, Sikhs and Jains across the world. Diwali celebrates new beginnings and the triumph of good over evil and light over darkness. In the UK, Leicester is said to have one of the biggest Diwali celebrations outside of India.
Because it's such a multicultural city, that's why everyone can get together as a nice community and we can all celebrate Diwali.
Every year the dancers come and perform, there's different acts going on, so you can come and see what people do.
The aspect of people coming together, no matter what their race or religion is, everyone just comes together and just have a blast.
Diwali is a triumph of good over evil. People celebrate Diwali by lighting up lamps and lots and lots of families exchange gifts and have lots of different kind of food and everyone enjoys it.
I think Diwali is really important to me because I think it's an important time for families, so for the whole family to get together.
What I love most about Diwali is watching the fireworks and exchanging gifts.
Best bit of Diwali is when we light up the lamps.
My favourite bit of Diwali is the fireworks. Definitely the eating.
Happy Diwali!
Happy Diwali, everybody.
Happy Diwali!
Rama and Sita is one of the main stories from Hinduism. This story is connected with Diwali and tells the story of the triumph of good over evil. Prince Rama was a great warrior and he had a beautiful wife named Sita. Rama's stepmother did not want him to become king, for she hoped her own son would be king instead. To get rid of Rama, she tricked the young prince's father into sending him away to the forest. So Rama and Sita went to live there in a tiny cottage. Life was peaceful until the day that Sita was spotted by the demon king Ravana. Ravana had 20 arms and 10 heads. He had eyes as red as the brightest fire and teeth as sharp as daggers. "A beautiful princess," he hissed. "I shall make her my wife." The next day, as Rama and Sita were out fetching water, they saw a deer. "Could you catch it for me?" Sita asked her husband. "I would like to keep it as a pet." But the deer was a trick sent by the wicked demon. For as soon as Rama had gone deeper into the forest chasing it, Ravana swooped down on Sita. He swept her up and away over the treetops. Sita was terrified, but she knew that she must leave a trail for her husband to follow. So she pulled off her golden anklet and threw it to the ground below her. Then she tossed down her earrings one after another, and lastly she removed her shiny scarf. Below her in a tree, a little white monkey looked up and saw her jewels falling. "The stars are falling from the sky," he thought. At last Rama caught up with the magical deer, but as soon as he touched it, the animal changed into a demon and took off into the air. "It was all a trick!" cried the prince. He rushed back to the cottage, but his beautiful wife was nowhere to be seen. "The demons have taken Sita," he moaned. "If it is the last thing I do in this life, I shall find her." He started to look for her. Deeper and deeper he went into the very heart of the forest, until at last he saw something sparkle in the leaves. "Sita's golden anklet!" he cried. "An earring!" he gasped a moment later. "And another!" A little further on he caught sight of something bright fluttering in the trees. "Sita's scarf!" he exclaimed. "The one I gave her on the day we were married!" Suddenly, there before him was the little white monkey. He was Hanuman, the monkey king. He led Rama to a great cave under a hill. Hanuman had sent word to all the monkeys in the world that they must gather there. "The demon Ravana has stolen Sita!" cried Hanuman. "Rama and his wife are dear friends to the animals. We must find her." So the monkeys went off in every direction. They searched the forest, the mountain, and the plain. At last, Hanuman's group came to the edge of the land. There, far out to sea, stood an island, and as soon as the Monkey King saw it, he knew that Sita was there. The island was surrounded by massive rocks and stormy seas, and the other monkeys could see no way to get ashore. But Hanuman was the son of the wind god. He climbed to the top of a hill, sucked in the wind all around him, then leapt out over the crashing waves. The Monkey King landed on the island and soon found Sita near the palace of the evil demon. "No!" he heard her cry. "I will not marry you, Ravana. It is Rama alone that I love." When Sita saw Hanuman, she knew straight away why he had come. "Cat!" Catch! She cried, tossing him a pearl from her hair. Take this to my husband to show him that I am still alive. Rama was overjoyed at the news. Hanuman called all the monkeys to gather at the shore, but the waves were growing even bigger and they could see no way to get across. Build a bridge, ordered the Monkey King. So they gathered rocks and grass, sand and soil. They mixed them all together and built a giant bridge all the way from the shore to the island. Then they marched across and the terrible battle with the demons began. I've come to rescue my wife, shouted Rama when at last he made it through to the palace. You will have to kill me first, cried the Demon King. With a mighty swing of his sword, Rama sliced off one of his heads. But, to his horror, another one grew in its place. Again and again Rama chopped, and again Ravana's heads reappeared. His sword could do nothing, so Rama raised his bow. The gods of fire and wind guided the arrow, and in a burst of flame, Ravana was dead. Rama went to find Sita, who was locked away in the depths of the palace. They hugged each other, then came out and called a halt to the battle. After thanking Hanuman and the monkeys, Rama and Sita returned to their own country to rule as king and queen. The gods threw flowers from the sky, the people lined the streets with flags, and in every house an oil lamp was put in the window to welcome them home. They ruled happily and well for many years until it was time for them to leave this life on earth and return to heaven. And that is the story of Rama and Sita. It shows us how goodness and truth can win over evil, as one little oil lamp can brighten the darkest of nights. And every year at the festival of Diwali, Hindu people light small oil lamps inside their homes to remember.
Light will win over darkness. Celebrate new beginnings. Diwali is a celebration, a festival of lights. It happens when there's a new moon on a dark autumnal night. And everyone makes a diya, a lamp to shine so bright. Diwali is a Hindu festival of music, dance and lots of light. Light will win over darkness. Light will win over darkness. Celebrate new beginnings. Light a diya for Diwali. Diwali, festival of light. Light will win over darkness. Diwali, Diwali, festival of light. Celebrate new beginnings. Diwali is a time for family and stories about light. Bright colors on brand new saris and fireworks sparkling bright. The goddess of wealth is Lakshmi, she seeks the brightest light. If you can shine extra brightly, she might just visit you tonight. Light will win over darkness. Light will win over darkness. Celebrate new beginnings. Light a diya for Diwali. Diwali, festival of light. Light will win over darkness. Diwali, Diwali, festival of lights. Diwali, Diwali, festival of lights. Lights will win over darkness. Diwali, Diwali, festival of lights. Celebrate new beginnings.
If you and your family are celebrating Diwali this weekend, we hope you have a wonderful time, and whatever you're up to, remember to stay safe. Bye for now.